Welcome to another Digital Anarchy tutorial. I'm Tor Olson, software QA and tech support over here at Digital Anarchy, and in this tutorial we're going to be going over how to install and activate Transcriptive. Now of course the first order of business is being able to get a hold of Transcriptive, and if you've never experienced using Transcriptive before, we highly suggest you check out the trial version in order to get a feel for Transcriptive in your workflow. In order to do that, we're going to go to the plugin page for Transcriptive. We have a handy dandy link right here just to it initially, but if I wanted to find the plugin page itself, I would go to the plugin drop-down menu and select Transcriptive. Here we have an overview of what the plugin can do, as well as examples of all the features. You'll be able to find my tutorials over here at training, but if we wanted to get the trial of Transcriptive, I would go to the try button over here. Here we have a form to fill out, just to be able to receive a trial license and the latest download links. I'll go ahead and fill these out really quickly. And of course verify that I am indeed not a bot. We'll go ahead and submit that. And if I go over to my email and refresh it, I'll be able to see that I indeed got my trial license. Now the trial license for Transcriptive does have its limits. It will only be valid for 7 days, and the files that I can submit to be transcribed can only transcribe the first 2 minutes of my footage or audio files. I also have my links to be able to download Transcriptive, and since we're operating out of OS X, I'm going to download the Mac version. Once that's downloaded, we'll open up the Transcriptive DMG. On Windows, it's going to be a zip file that you will just uncompress. And on Mac, I have my uninstaller, which we don't need to run. Even if you have a previous version of Transcriptive already installed, it should be automatically overwritten. On Windows, the installer will ask you if you want to uninstall a previous version, which of course you would say yes to. But on Mac, I'll open up the installer. When I run the installer, it'll show me where my files are going to be saved to, my plugin files. And I'll go ahead and click continue. It'll show you the end license agreement. I'll go ahead and agree to the terms and go ahead and install and enter in my password. If I can get it right. All right. The files will install. It will definitely not take about 4 minutes. And here it will take me to my registration form. Now this isn't required, but we really appreciate it if you can fill out the form and let us know more about your workflow and why you chose Transcriptive, how you found out more about it, but it is of course not mandatory. So now my plugin files should be correctly installed, which means I can go ahead and open up Premiere Pro. Now I'm going to want to go back to my email and be able to copy my trial license number. This will be used to activate the plugin temporarily, at least for the first 7 days. Once you're in Premiere, it's important that you don't go to the effects panel the way that you're used to with most of our plugins. For Transcriptive, since it's a panel just from within Premiere, it's going to be an extension. So in order to open it, I would go to the Window drop-down menu, go to Extensions, and Transcriptive will be listed. From here, as soon as I open up the panel, the first thing it's going to do is ask me to sign up with my serial number. In this case, I'm just going to enter in my information. This is just going to be for my registering of the plugin. And of course, the activation serial number that I was sent. I would just paste in there and click Authorize. And voila, I've now activated Transcriptive, and now I can get to using the plugin. Now, if I close the panel and reopen it, I don't need to enter in my serial number information again, but the dialog box will indicate how many days are remaining on my trial. If I like what I see about the plugin and I want to actually go ahead and buy it, I would click on the Buy button, which will take us to the store, at which point I can add it to my cart and check out. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. We'll try and fast forward through the most obvious bits. I would proceed to checkout. I could go ahead and register an account. That way I can be able to secure the license at any time. Or I could just check out as a guest and use the email that I'm sent as a reference for my serial number as well. Alright, fantastic. I have now confirmed my order, and if I go to my email again and navigate to my inbox, I can see that I've gotten my order confirmation, my payment has been accepted, and most importantly, I have my serial number. The serial number is always going to be located at the very bottom of the page, right underneath the fuchsia label for product name and serial number. I'll go ahead and copy that. And back in Transcriptive, I'm going to go ahead and re-enter all my credential information. This time, it will be permanent, and I'll be able to have full use of the plugin once I click Authorize. And there you go. I now have the full capability of what Transcriptive can do by unlocking the full version. Now there's one more important detail, which is if you ever want to make sure you have the latest version installed, I would want to go to my demo page. We have a Mac demo page and a Windows demo page, obviously. And Transcriptive will be able to be selected from the sidebar. So if I just navigate to Transcriptive, there's my link to the latest version. You can always grab the latest version on the demo page, since the demo and the full version are one and the same. So as you can see as well, we have a list of a lot of great other plugins that you can take advantage of here. If you wanted to, you could go to digitalanarchy.com, be able to try out any of these plugins or learn more about them through our plugin pages. If you have any questions or concerns, you can always email us at CS, customer support, cs@digitalanarchy.com, where we take any of your questions or suggestions for current plugins. I'm Tor Olson, software QA and tech support over here at Digital Anarchy, and we'll see you in the next tutorial.